Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am pumped to be clearing out, getting organized. We're in 2022 now. It is a new year, not so new situation here at my vanity. I still have a drawer chock full of highlighters that I need to go through, and that's going to be what we do today. Today's going to be all about powders, and creams and liquids will be in the future. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on my channel I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. We're going to get into all the glow right now. I do want to say that I do have a declutter playlist here on my channel from everything that I've done so far. There are quite a few videos. I will make sure to have that playlist linked down below. Let's dive in. All right, here we are. So I just want to say right off the bat, and maybe this will help hold me accountable, but because I really am not a huge powder highlight wearer, although you would never know it from this, my goal is to get rid of at least a third of these. 30%. I haven't counted these up yet, but my goal is to get rid of 30% of these. So we will see how I do. So I'm just gonna start off, scooch some of these over. Okay, so I should probably get a little swatchability here. So my first one is Sweet Peach from Sydney Grace. This is so pretty. I will go ahead and swatch it, but I know that I am going to get rid of this one. Partially because it is a little bit dark for me, but mostly because it's a loose highlighter and I just don't play around with those. So we're gonna set this one to the side. I am sure I can find someone to enjoy this. I just never ever grab for it because it's just a hot mess. All right, it's feeling good to start off with a pass. I know that I will find someone who's going to love that highlighter. So here we have the Ciate Jessica Rabbit highlighter. This is called Roger Darling. This is one I'm going to keep. It's so funny because like I talked about how you have to get over the embossing on stuff or else you're never gonna use it. But this one just makes me happy. It is pretty, and it's also like, it's not a whoa crazy highlight. So honestly, I feel like if I am gonna use a powder highlight, this is one that I would actually reach for. It's really close to what my very, the underbelly of my arm, if you will, is looking like, but it does have a nice little glow to it. Here we have a Pretty Vulgar highlight in the shade Shimmering Swan. By the way, say that 3 times fast. This one, boy, this is actually like a lighter version of that Sydney Grace. By the way, that was the shade Sweet Peach. I think I got that in a mystery box. Probably my first like mystery bag that I ever got from Sydney Grace. This color it's very pretty, but I can't remember the last time I reached for it. Okay, I'm gonna set it into the maybe because I really wanna know if I have a color that's similar to this. If I do, I will pass this one along. But if I don't, I might keep it because it's this really pretty, like rosy peachy shade. All right, we have the shade, and technically, I don't know whether to put this in powder or in my cream video, but this is the shade Smoke and Whistles. This is an old one, but it still seems like, it's so funny because this I've had as long as I've had some of my Super Shock shadows. This has not dried out at all. All of my Super Shocks pretty much have dried out. So interesting. I don't know what the difference is in the formula here, but oh, she's so pretty. I'm gonna keep this one around, because it's one of the few like drugstore priced highlights that I have, and it is a pretty color. This is a newish one to my collection. It must be covered in setting spray sprinkles. This is the Jouer Skinny Dip highlight. This one I got in, I think it was in my Poshmark mystery box thing. Boy, this is really golden. How did I not remember how golden this one is? It feels really good, but that is so dark. Okay, we're gonna put this one in the maybe pile because I need to see, like, I mean, granted, I am like cramming these on so you can really see them, but that's probably darker than I need. I doubt that I would reach for that much, like unless it was like, you know, summertime. Okay, yay, I already found a home for this one. I just messaged Colin from Queer Bones and they said that they would like it. And it's funny because I'm actually sending them a package today, so that will just go out. All right, here we have the RMS Beauty. This is the Living Glow Face and Body Powder. I think this is it's just one shade. I don't think it has several shades. This is very gold. And you know, I am finding that I just don't reach for gold highlights all that often. There's just something about it. I don't know, I talked about this recently, but this is definitely like more goldy gold, but it's finer. It's the packaging is clunky AF though. Like, just like, you take up the space of 2 highlights. It's a very pretty, like, finely milled powder though. All right, this one is going in the maybe pile as well, just in case I don't know, we will see. I have a feeling I'll end up decluttering it, but we will see. All right, here is the Physicians Formula Natural Nude Brick. So this has, there we go, you can probably see it better that way. This has a bunch of different tones in it, and it, you know, it's nice because, I'm swatching it with the wrong hand here. This is nice because you can use a certain area of it, you could use the whole thing, but I just don't reach for this. Like, this is one of those ones that it's like, oh yeah, I have that. I actually think that I would prefer that like soft natural finish, but I just don't reach for it. I'm going to get rid of it at this point. It's like, if I haven't reached for something in over a year, I probably don't need it anymore, right? Well, here is one that I am not getting rid of. This is the Pat McGrath Labs. This is from the holiday collection. It's the Sublime Skin Highlighter in Lunar Nude, and she's very, very pretty. If you haven't seen it, where have you been? But I'll swatch it for you anyway. Oh, so pretty. Okay. It just shows, like, next to the Physicians Formula one, how much glowier and bangier this one is. It's funny because I feel like the one that is the most reflective is the Sydney Grace Loose one, and then next is like the Jouer one. I mean, obviously they're darker shades, but they do seem like the most reflective. But this one is right up there too. I think that's so pretty. I love the tone of this. Obviously I'm keeping it. I just bought it. Okay, I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt. So this has Mean Money and Hustla Baby. I think I had this in my like makeup basket to use one week, and none of it stuns me very much. Like, this shade is similar to some of these others down here. It's pretty, it's just not something that like wows me. I do like a lot of the Fenty products, but this was not one that really takes the cake for me, so we can pass her along. All right, we have 3 Ofra highlights. We have the well-known Rodeo Drive, and I'm starting out with a whole new fresh arm. And then we have this one. This is the Start Inspired from Samantha March. I'm just gonna swirl all of these together because more likely than not, that's what I usually do with this one. That's pretty light. And then we have Pillow Talk, which is a really nice pinky shade. All right, Ofra is not a brand that I plan on buying from anytime soon, but I do already have these, so I'm just kind of looking at these, and I feel like Rodeo Drive is one that I have similar shades to. I can pass this one along. The packaging is the old packaging. Like, it's seen its day in the sun. I can pass this one along. The other 2 are somewhat similar, but Pillow Talk is quite a bit like more reflective, and these other 2 I can use it with like either color. So I think I'm gonna keep both of these, but I'll pass this one. All right, here we have the Persona Cosmetics highlight. This is the shade Laguna. I mean, this is, it looks like it's going to be a pretty light shade, but it is like almost in that yellowy white. Honestly, I have not used this one. I think I used it once in a video, and I haven't pulled it out since, but I mean, I feel like it could get some use in my collection, but I don't know. I'm cramming it on here just to kind of feel the formula. It feels pretty smooth. It's kind of like a white gold. You know what, we'll keep it for now. I might end up passing it on in the future, but I'm gonna keep it for now. All right, this is one I remember when I was decluttering before. I was like, I'm gonna keep both of these because they're kind of unique. This is from the brand Vintage, and this is Rose Quartz and Chocolate Diamond. They are very pretty shades, but it's like, I haven't really reached for them. Ooh, that Rose Quartz shade is very pretty. And Chocolate Diamond is like it's a nice, like, bronzy shade. See, I don't think I have anything like that one in my collection, but I also have not reached for it. Okay, it's going in the maybe pile for now. The one thing about this is this packaging has gotten so grungy and like angry over time that alone just kind of was like, not exciting to pull it out, but these shades are very pretty. So it's that Chocolate Diamond shade. I don't have anything else like that in my collection. I don't even know if you can even get this anymore. I should probably check that. Okay, it looks like this is a brand that is still available, but this actual product, there are no highlights that she's making anymore. It's going in the maybe. If I can find anything even somewhat similar to this shade, I'm sure I probably have an eyeshadow. I probably have an eyeshadow that is very similar to this. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this one. All right, here is another one that is newer to my collection. This is the shade Privilege. This is actually the skin glazing from Nabla. So these sit somewhere between a blush and a highlight. This shade for me though, I'm putting into the highlight. This is again Privilege, if I didn't say that already. I have another shade, and I think right now I have that listed, and I think I have that one stored in with my blushes, because for me it is more of like a glowy blush, but I might just pull that one out. So again, here's Privilege. This is really pretty. This is nice because it's like a peachy gold. And then here is the other shade I have, and this one is Truth. I will swatch this one for you, even though, again, like on my skin, it's definitely more of like a glowy blush. Oh yeah, for sure. But if you had like really deep skin, I could see this, like a sheer wash of this being very pretty, but definitely a blush for me. So I'm keeping both of these. All right, I have 3 of the Laura Geller. These are the Gelato Swirl Illuminators. This is probably my favorite. Duh, of course, as I'm about to say this shade, it's Peach Glow. And you know, I love a good peachy moment. These are, again, that like baked feel. They look really pretty on the skin. And then this one is Diamond Dust. Honestly, boy, I don't think I've ever even used this one. I probably swatched it. Yeah, it's like that like duochrome, kind of like somewhat hot pink. I don't even know if you guys will be able to see that. It's pretty. And then this is the one that I think everybody has. You might have it in a sample size from Ulta, but man, look, I put a good dent in that baby. This is Gilded Honey. This one is very, very gold. I think I'm gonna let go of this Diamond Dust. This is so similar to one of the shades I have from Divina, and I'm probably just more likely to pull that one out. Also, this like domed packaging just kind of bothers me a little bit. It just takes up so much space. And this is such a classic. I'm just gonna keep this one out, and the Peach Glow, because I do really like that. All right, here we have Urban Decay Sin. This was like all the rage on YouTube a while ago. It's kind of in lines with that, with the Persona one actually, but it's not quite as like yellow gold. It's really just your basic champagne. I swear I'm gonna have another one in my collection that is a similar shade to this, so I'm gonna set it to the side so I can swatch at the end. All right, we have a couple MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes. This is Stereo Rose, which I feel like maybe I should just like throw this in the blushes. Yeah, this one is really pretty, but I really could probably wear it more as like a glowy blush. I might do that. I might put it into my blushes. I bet it would get more use there, because I don't really consider this a highlight. I would consider it a blush topper. So then the other one that I have is Perfect Topping. Oh yeah, I remember when I got this. I remember doing all sorts of research on YouTube. Oh, I have not used that one. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I am keeping this one, but I'm also putting this one into my makeup basket for this week, just so I can hopefully use it a little bit. And by using it a little bit, I mean here on YouTube, because, you know, when I'm at work, I don't put any makeup on other than eyeshadow. So hopefully it'll be coming in a YouTube video. Oh, we have one more MAC. This is the shade Whisper of Guilt. This was in the holiday collection with Mariah Carey. Let me move my Katie Jane Hughes makeup towel out of the way. I was just using that to wipe down the lovely vanity that's already getting crazy. Okay, that's another like goldy one. See, I'm definitely glad I got rid of the Ofra one, because how many gold highlighters does a person need? But that being said, I am going to keep this one, partially because I really like the formula and this packaging. It's rose gold, it's metallic, I love it. All right, here we have the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in 01. This is so nice. I've talked about this in videos where I'm talking about, you know, when you want no makeup, or you want something that's really good for textured skin. This is just the finest milled, beautiful, most like sheeny powder. It is very, very pretty. It gives me the vibes of like the Hourglass Ambient lighting powders, Yeah, that's about along those lines, but it's just a little bit more sheeny. It's somewhere in between like the ambient powder and a highlight. It's perfect. I'm not getting rid of it. This is like a little mini size I got at one point, and I'm so glad to have it. All right, another one that I haven't busted out in a while. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. I'm sure this is something peach. Oh, it's rose gold. Rose gold molten. Yeah, if it's peach or rose gold, you know I'm probably gonna get it. Gosh, this one, if I've used it twice, I would be surprised, but wow, that is pretty. She is shiny though. She is very sheeny and very shiny. I'm gonna keep this one again because I think like that one and the ColourPop one are the only like real drugstore highlights that I have. All right, here we have this little Bare Minerals Ready Luminizer. This is the shade The Magic Moment. It doesn't look like they make this anymore. Wow, I just about busted my nail. It's kind of along the same lines as the Laura Mercier, but in a pinky copper tone. And I never reach for this. Like, I never reach for this. It is pretty. If you had textured skin and you wanted something that gave you a little bit of like a rosy glow, this would be perfect, but they don't make it anymore. I never reach for it, so it's just time to say goodbye. All right, here we have a Jane Iredale product. This is like somewhere in between a bronzer and a highlight, and I don't know where to put it. So I'm just putting it in here. You know what? This is, no, it's not quite close to that chocolate shade because this is much warmer, but this shade down here is probably, no, see, that's darker. I'm trying to like match something to that vintage product. I don't know, like I just have such an affinity for Jane Iredale because when I first started working as a hairdresser and makeup artist, this is the brand that we carried at the salon. And so I just have good memories, but this product is like, it's a little dark for me. Like, I mean, in all honesty, am I going to pull this one out and wear it? Probably not. I probably need to pass this one along. That makes me so sad because I bought this not too long ago and it was totally like a nostalgia purchase, and now I'm like, what are you doing? All right, I have not one, not two, not three, but 4 of the Makeup Geek highlights. So I do know that one of these, let's see, so we have Luster, we have Psychedelic, Ablaze, oh, that is like incredibly dark but very beautiful, and Daybreak. I remember I got Ablaze because it was like a big discount, and I thought, oh, I'll use that as an eyeshadow. I never use this as an eyeshadow. Like, I never use this as an eyeshadow. I'm going to give this one away, but I'm going to go ahead and swatch this for you. Oh, it is just stunning. It's like that beautiful copper shade. My favorite out of this group, hands down, is Daybreak. You can obviously tell. I do have a backup of this one because I'm crazy. But this one is like a beautiful pearly peachy pink. I love it. The next one is Luster, and I've worn this one a lot too. This was back, I bought these Makeup Geek highlighters when I only had, you know, like 2 or 3 highlighters. It was probably like these 2 and the Rodeo Drive one. And then, let's see, we'll take my pinky on Psychedelic here. This one is very pretty. I have not pulled this one out recently. This one is really pretty. This is like a duochrome. It actually reminds me, oh, this one reminds me of one of my Divina ones though. Let me see if they even make these anymore. Okay, I'm here on the website and they do not make the Psychedelic shade anymore, but they do make all 3 of these others, which is really exciting. I love that. For a while they were discounting them, but they do have them. So that's really exciting if you want any of these, because Daybreak is like hands down one of my favorites of all time. Oh, and also there's this Rekindle shade that's listed as a rose gold, and you know I'm tempted. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm tempted. Oh, so I guess what I should say is I'm going to pass the Ablaze along because I'm not using it as an eyeshadow. I'm also going to pass along Psychedelic, and I'm going to keep Daybreak and Luster. Okay, if you saw my House Labs video, you will know that this one came to me and very quickly fell out of the pan. But this is the Casa Gaga collection. This is the 2D Gel Powder Highlighter in Luce del Sol. And I really like this. By the way, I just saw House of Gucci yesterday. It was very good. But this highlighter, I've already reached out to the brand about, and they were like, well, it looks like it's still usable. Do you just want store credit? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'll just very, very carefully keep this in the compact. See, now this is a gold that it does have a bit of a peachy tone to it, but it is very sheer outable. There is something about this that is just really fun and special, and so she is staying in my collection. I know that at some point that highlighter will break, whether it's me breaking it or it gets thin, and then if I'm still in love with it, I'll just bash it to pieces and put it in a loose highlighter container. So the rest of the ones that I have are all Becca. They're all Becca. So let's go through these. I'm going to swatch them out and then we can talk about them. All right, here we go. So we have Moonstone, we have Opal, Champagne Pop, Rose Gold, I believe that is. Yeah, Rose Gold. And then we have Vanilla Quartz, which is one of my favorites. Let me move forward so you guys can see. That's Vanilla Quartz. We have Rose Quartz, and then we have Prismatic Amethyst. So right off the bat, I really don't want to get rid of any of these. By the way, you'll see here I've got these big ones. I have the big sizes of both Rose Quartz and Vanilla Quartz, and I have not touched either of them. I have not opened them yet. They are full. They still have the like little plastic sheet inside because I want to go through these first. So, you know, I'll probably be busting into these when I'm like an 80-year-old. Okay. All right, I just don't want to get rid of any of these. I love them all. I do think though, like looking at Champagne Pop and like even like this Vanilla Quartz shade, I am gonna go through those maybe shades and see if there's anything similar, because, you know, I'm just gonna grab for these Becca ones. Obviously there's some nostalgia there for me. It is a really nice formula. So let's go ahead and pull those other ones out. If I get rid of anything, it would be this like little Prismatic Amethyst shade. I just don't reach for it. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna pass it along. I never really wear it. If I want something like this, I can pull out one of my eyeshadows to use. I mean, the very rare occasion where I would be like, gosh, I wish I had a beautiful lavender highlight. Like, when does that happen? Okay, so first we're pulling out the RMS. You know what? I am just gonna get rid of this one either way, but let's go ahead and swatch it. I'm just seeing like, ugh, oh, but then I touch it and it's so pretty. Huh, you know what? This is in tone. Boy, this, you're probably not even gonna be able to see it, but it is very close to my House Laboratories, the Casa Gaga one. Wow. Okay, well that means I can get rid of this one. Honestly, it's making a hot mess everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. That is very hard for me because this formula is beautiful. It is very finely milled, looks so shimmery and beautiful, but between the packaging being kind of clunky and the fact that I have another shade that's very similar, she can go. All right, I already feel like I should just get rid of this Pretty Vulgar because there's gotta be something here that's very similar. Like, I feel like this is gonna be almost like Champagne Pop. Yeah, this is close enough. I feel like this Pretty Vulgar one is like a mix between Opal and Champagne Pop. So that's good enough for me. She can go. All right, I think the only one that Sin would be close to is going to be Moonstone, and it's not. It's definitely a little bit warmer. Huh, you know what? I don't feel like I have one that is close to that. Okay, I just pulled out the Persona one too, because now I'm like trying to see. These are both like this Laguna though, she's light. She is very, very light. Like, I feel like I should pass this on to a fairer friend than myself. Okay, still undecided on the Urban Decay one, but let's pull out Skinny Dip. This shade, boy, it's this really interesting, like, it is a very interesting color. I don't think I need it. It's way up here. There we go. It's way, way, way up on my arm at this point. I don't think I need Skinny Dip. I think I can pass this one along. She doesn't need to be in my collection. So I think I'm gonna keep the Urban Decay one just because I'm on the fence, but maybe I will pass along the Persona one because it's like light, and I just don't see myself being that light, so I will try to find her a good home. All right, while I'm organizing, I'm trying to count up so I can give you guys the final tally. Let's see what it is. This is awesome. So I'm keeping 22 and I'm getting rid of 14. So I actually got rid of 38.888% 50% of my highlight collection. That feels good. That feels great, especially because I know that I just don't reach for powder highlights all that often, and that's why I was trying to be pretty ruthless with this one. Hopefully you thought I was being pretty ruthless. Could I have gotten rid of a few more? Yes, probably, but I'm pretty happy with this, and I know that a couple of these, like this Physicians Formula, it's so old that I probably should just like pitch it out, but I know that a few of these are gonna go to good homes, so that makes me happy. The one that I'm still kind of struggling on is this Vintage Beauty one, because I find that this chocolate diamond shade is so unique, but I know that I have an eyeshadow probably in my collection somewhere. So if I was really jonesing to use this shade, I know I could find it somewhere in my collection. So we're gonna let go of that one. So, all right, that is it. 38.8888%. Not too bad. All right. It feels good to be getting through all of my collection and decluttering. Have you been doing a declutter? Are you going to do a declutter this year? Let me know in the comments down below. I am trying to live a more organized and more meaningful life with my collection. And especially with powder highlights, that's something that I knew that I could really try to go through and have an honest conversation with myself about. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy this, please don't forget to give it a like. It really does help me out, and I'll see you really soon.